Welcome back to the deep dive. So you're a founder. You're probably drowning in advice and data, just
Yep.
noise, right? You're looking for that edge, that lever to pull for faster growth. And the funny thing is, the best tool for that feedback is often the very thing that creates this paralyzing sense of busyness. We see this pattern all the time. A founder knows they need to listen, but they get completely overwhelmed. They
Mm.
react emotionally, or they treat every single piece of feedback like it's a five-alarm fire.
Yeah, and you end up with all this scattered input. You're just spinning your wheels, but it feels like you're taking action.
Exactly. It feels like intentional work, but
Yeah.
it's not.
It's not. And when you don't have boundaries around it, feedback stops being a tool and it just becomes an anchor.
Yeah.
So today, what we're talking about is building a feedback filter.
A feedback filter. I like that.
Yeah, it's about turning that criticism from a source of frustration into a streamlined system for, real intentional growth.
Okay, let's unpack that. Where do we start with building this filter?
It has to start with the source.
Right, the trusted sources. But here's the tricky part, isn't it? What happens when a trusted mentor gives you feedback that just, it feels like it contradicts your core vision?
That's the key. You have to shift your focus from the person to the context of the feedback.
Okay.
So once you know it's a trusted source, the next immediate question is assessing relevance. You have to ask, is this feedback about a core strategic priority?
Something that actually moves the needle.
Right. Is it about churn rate or your
Yeah.
checkout friction? Or is it just someone's opinion on, say, a button color? You have to separate the big problems from the minor preferences.
That's a huge distinction. But even if it is relevant, the delivery can be harsh, and that can throw you off.
Oh, absolutely. And that brings us to what might be the hardest 5 seconds of your week, separating emotion from insight.
The mental push-up.
It is. It's a real discipline. The goal is to just pull out the actionable facts and ignore any of the negative tone or, anything that isn't constructive.
So you filter the source, you check the relevance, you strip out the emotion. What's the last stage of the filter?
The last stage is categorizing the feedback. Instead of one giant, messy to-do list that just makes you anxious.
Yeah, I know that list.
We all do. You sort it into 3 buckets. First is immediate action. Second, planned improvement for the next product cycle. And third, and this one is critical for preventing paralysis, is observe for trends.
Observe for trends. So you're not immediately reacting to a one-off
Well,
complaint.
exactly.
Okay.
You're not spending expensive resources solving a problem that maybe only one person has. You wait to see if it's a pattern.
Okay, so the insight is filtered, it's clean. The real challenge now is turning that into action. This is where I think most founders stumble.
It is. This is the bridge from thinking to doing.
You have to immediately move to prioritizing high-impact actions. These are the changes from your filtered list that are going to be force multipliers for the business.
And for that to work, you need accountability. You have to clearly assign ownership. Who specifically is going to implement this change? Is it you? Is it someone on your team?
And then you have to track it, right?
And then you have to relentlessly track results. If you changed a process based on feedback, did team velocity actually go up? Did you see that 15% drop in project errors? If not, then you have to adjust.
And that brings us to the final step, the one almost everyone misses.
The loop.
You have to close the loop. Go back to those trusted sources, your team, your clients, and tell them what you did with their feedback and what the results were.
It's so powerful. It reinforces that their input led to real, intentional action, and it builds a culture where people want to give you valuable feedback.
So to wrap it all up, feedback only creates momentum when it's filtered through trusted sources, assessed for real impact, and then rigorously tracked.
Right. It's about turning criticism into tangible results.
A clear system.
And that raises an important question for you, the listener. Most founders spend time deciding what to act on. But what if you dedicated time to proactively defining what not to listen to, what you're going to immediately filter out? If you did that, how much faster could you really accelerate your growth this week? Start building that filter today.